Hello and welcome to Tuesdays with Annette. That's right, it's home ec time with Annette, and we're going to cook today a fabulous recipe that is so healthy compared to the traditional one, and I'm excited to cook it with you. And it's butter chicken. It's out of book 4. So there's the recipe we're going to be doing today. So it serves 6, or you can do it in the cooking for 1 or 2 for just 2 of you, which is what we often do when it's just for me and Billy. So you've got the 6 or the 2, up to you which you want to make. So last week's show we did the beef and bacon burgers out of book 7, and unfortunately what happened here, people? No one put their pictures up of their beef and bacon burgers. So you know what? There's no winners. Yeah, no one put their photos up. So that's what you got to do to win a prize on Tuesdays with Annette. You need to, like, share, and then always make sure you put in a photo of your recipe. And I hope you've got the recipe from the website. If you haven't got book 4 or cooking for 1 or 2, it's on the website. So you can always do that every Tuesday. Get it ready, get your ingredients, get everything out, and let's make it. So first of all, let's start by washing our hands. So I would like to do a 20-second wash here. Let's keep this habit up. I think it's a great thing. I mean, I know restrictions are lifting, but I still believe this is one that I'm going to be keeping forever. So it's about getting in and really giving that hands a good 20 seconds bit of love, and then rinse it off. All right, so we are ready to go. So let's just check what we need as far as equipment goes. So hello, if you've just joined me, I've just washed my hands and we're going to cook the butter chicken out of book 4 and cooking for 1 or 2. So what we need is, I've got my trusty little electric wok waiting for me right now, or you could use a fry pan, up to you. I do like the non-stick though, because it just seems everything cooks better, it doesn't stick. Now I've got my props here. I've got a chopping board. I've got my fabulous knife set ready to go, because I do like to use, I've got to chop up onion and chicken here. That's all we've got to do. Okay, this is how easy this recipe is. And I like to use different knives for onion and the chicken. So that's just how I roll. I've got a spoon ready for tossing my chicken. I've got a fork here because I want to, just in case you don't have a whisk, we're going to use that later with the corn flour and the evaporated milk. And I've got my fabulous measure spoon. So I need tablespoon and teaspoon, but I've got 2 of them because we're doing a dry and wet, and I always like to have a couple of them. So just remember, you can get my spoons on the website, on our website, because traditionally Australia uses 20 ml tablespoons. I use 15. And the whole of the world does 15, except Australia. Go figure. All right, so let's look at the ingredients we need. We've got our cooking spray. We need a medium-sized onion, which I'm going to chop that up in a sec. We need some garlic and ginger crushed. Now, you can use fresh if you wish. I'm just being a lazy cook here. We've got 6 spices. Now, we're going to India today, right? And they're all about flavour bombs. So this is why you need so many spices. But they're ones that I use in other recipes. So if you've been following me for a while, you've got all these already in your pantry. So you're going to need turmeric, paprika, cumin, coriander, ground, cinnamon, a hint of chili, and as well we're going to use stock powder, the chicken stock powder. We've got tomato paste. We use the no added salt. We want 4 tablespoons. We want a can of trusty evaporated light milk and corn flour. And we haven't got our chicken. So can someone pass me my chicken, because I like to keep it in the fridge so it's nice and cold, ready to cook. So there we go. Thank you, Mr. Prop Man Billy. So there is our 800 grams of skinless chicken breast. So let's start prepping up. So I'm going to do the onion first. I like to get that out of the way because, it's just always, I don't know, I just don't like chopping onion that much. Have you got everything out? Are we ready to go, people? So if you've just joined me, hello, it's butter chicken time in the Simply Too Good kitchen. So, knife, cut the ends off your onion. I've got a little bin over here. I just always put a little bowl out to chuck all my waste on. Just saves me going back and forwards to the bin. I always cut it down the middle because I find it easier then to peel the skin off. So just take all that off. And we're going to dice this onion. It's a medium onion. I always like brown. I think it's just a bit nice. I don't know, white seems to be a bit too strong. All right, so now if you haven't seen me before, let's do a quick debrief about dicing an onion. All right, so I've cut it in half. I've got my sharp knife and I go through the layers, okay? Go through. Don't go all the way to the end, otherwise it'll just fall all over the place. Then go down. This just makes it so much easier. And then we dice. See how quick and easy that is? And that last little bit, I just chop that up. All right, let's do that again. Go through the layers. I think the key to cutting onion is definitely having a sharp knife. Down again and dice. So now we've done our onion. Yes? I'll wait for you to catch up. And I've got just a dish here. So let's just put the onion in a dish here. And that way then I can just reuse my chopping board, because next what we do is chop up that chicken. All right, so that's done. Okay. Someone's got a question? Yes, Diane, what is it?
They'd asked what they can use instead of coriander, but I don't know if they realise it's the coriander seeds.
Yeah, well, it is coriander seeds, so I don't know whether that makes a difference. It's not actually the leaf, it's the seeds, and they grind it and make it into a powder. I reckon coriander you could do, see, I'm thinking Indian. So, you know, at worst there, just don't put it in, because there's so many other great flavours in there, and instead maybe just add a little bit more of the others to make up the teaspoon. But I wouldn't be too worried about that if you're happy to take it out. Now, our chicken breast, this is the key. We want a skinless chicken breast. We don't want the thigh, and that's normally, I might just chop, I like to use this one for the chopping of the chicken. You're going to go through the breast, and I'm going to dice it, so I'm going to cut through there as well, because I don't want really big pieces of chicken. You want it to be able to fit on your fork. So I want you now dicing your chicken up. Yep, dice up your chicken. Oh, look at this huge chicken breast. So what you do is you go down in strips, and then you'll take it to the side and cut through that, because otherwise, like, that's too big a piece. You want to cut it through, okay? All right, so now, see, I like to chunk it all together, so I chop up quickly. And now you can dice. So just all you've got to do is dice up your chicken. Remember, it's 800 grams skinless chicken. Now, chicken breast. This is where Indian cooking, they always use the thigh. And often they'll put the skin as well. So hello, if you've just joined me, we're chopping chicken, because we're making the butter chicken out of book 4 and cooking for 1 or 2. So let me just push this away into the pan. And the idea with this recipe is, let's get it all set up. That way when we're cooking, it's just bang, 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 and it's done. So once again, where it's a bit thick, that's all right. This is a bit smaller, this breast, so that's okay. Now, as I said, it serves 6. You can freeze it. Just for a couple of weeks though, because of the milk, because of the evaporated milk. When something's got milk in it, you can only freeze it for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, if you're saying, well, I can't have dairy, well, you know what I do for my dairy-free people is I use almond milk. Can you get me a bottle of almond milk out of the fridge, Bill? I want to show you the one that I really love. So, okay, let's move this over into my soapy sink. I'm going to wash my chicken hands. And the almond milk that I just love, I mean, obviously no one pays me for these brands, but I want to show you that's the one I really like. It's in the supermarket, in the fridge section. It's not in the long life, but it is a fantastic alternative. It's really creamy, and I've found it really works well replacing the evaporated milk. Okay, it's about the same fat count. All right, so now there's one more thing I want to do, and I might do that while we're cooking the chicken. So I'm going to bring my wok over, turn it on, give it a good spray. Are you ready? Are you keeping up with me? Because all we've done is chopped our onion, chopped our chicken, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in a teaspoon of crushed garlic. Yeah. And then we're going to put half a teaspoon of the ginger. Now, I don't use a lot of ginger, so I find that having this in the fridge really handy. But you know what? If you want to chop it fresh, as I said, go for it. I just love simple, easy, fabulous. All right, so now I'm going to put in the onion. So you've got your garlic in, you've got your ginger. Let's put your onion in, because basically, you know what we're going to do? We've chopped it up. We're going to chuck it in the pot. And yes, we're going to cook it. All right, so I want to get the heat up because I'm going to start putting that cold chicken into my pan, and I don't want it to stew too much. There's a lot of chicken going on there. It's 800 grams because we're serving for 6. But as I said in the beginning, you know, it is in the cooking to 1 or 2. How amazing is it to go from 6 to 2? I know I'm such a clever gal. All right, so now when you're making this in India, you would have put in a chunk of butter or a chunk of ghee, which is what they like. It's just a different type of fat. We don't really use ghee that much in Australia. Now that's hot. Beautiful. They would then have put in the thigh of the chicken, remember? So there's the fat. Now remember, this is on the website. If you're going, oh, I want to make this, Annette, and you didn't think to buy your ingredients ahead of time, well, you know what? It's not too late. I'm happy to see your photos for the next 7 days before I pick the 3 winners. That's right. All right, so then they would have put the thigh in, remember? Then what they do is they put a bucket load of cream. That's right. Cream, and that's why you get, and oil, they often put oil in as well. And often when you buy butter chicken, I'm sure you've seen at the top, floating at the top, is a pool of oil. And you know what? I don't do that. That's right. Now let me just wash my hands again. We're going to let that sit for a little bit and just let it cook. But the good thing is that this is, can I get a drum roll please here? A tenth of the fat of a traditional Indian butter chicken. I know. See, I love Indian food, but I find it way too high in saturated fats for a healthy person. Now, we're going to cook this a bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that to the side while it's cooking, and we're going to put all of our spices. Now this is my trick. Instead of, you know, cooking this and then just getting one in at a time, we want to make it quicker than that. So let's show you how I do it. So we want a teaspoon of turmeric, and this will give it that beautiful yellow colour you expect from the butter chicken. You want a teaspoon of paprika, so I'm going to put it all in. So I hope you're doing this with me. Put a teaspoon in. Oh, 2, I'm sorry. You think I'd know the recipe by now. Then we want a teaspoon of coriander. Or as I said, just miss it out if you're really not a coriander person. I don't think it'd matter too much. Half a teaspoon of cumin. See, this is why my spoons are so great. Look at this, I can just easily flip it down. Let's just give our chicken a bit of a stir. Cooking nicely there. Now, where was up to? We want cinnamon. We want a teaspoon of cinnamon. Let's move that back up to a teaspoon. As I said, this is jam-packed with fabulous flavours. And I've had Indian people actually say to me, your recipe is fantastic and it's a lot easier than making it yourself, because they would grind all the herbs and the spices, you know, fresh. Who could be bothered? Now, last one, 1/8 of a teaspoon of chilli. No, 1/4 of a teaspoon? No, 1/8 of Billy's going 1/4. No, it's 1/8. He likes to put in 1/4. That's what it is. He likes it a bit hotter, and that's your choice. Now what we're going to do is also put into here 2 teaspoons of the chicken stock powder. I like the Marcel because it's lower in sodium. But see how organised that is? All right, so now what we do is we're going to throw all that in one go. See how quick and easy that is? And you could have even done this before the show started if you wanted to when you're making it at home. So all those beautiful fragrances will just jam-pack this with beautiful Indian flavours. And honestly, it's a much healthier option for those that have got diabetes or high cholesterol issues or want to have a healthier heart. This is a much lower in saturated dish than the traditional, which probably is about 35 grams of fat a serve at least, whereas mine is only 3.5. So as I said, 1/10 of the fat. Now what we're going to do, see, it's not hard. We're just going to now put in some tomato paste. So we want 4 tablespoons. So now this is where you could bugger up a recipe. If you're using 20 ml spoons, you're actually putting a lot more tomato paste in. And the other issue is corn flour, because then it will be too thick. So please check your spoons. If not, grab them on the website. They're easy to get. I only sell them directly on the website. You can't get them anywhere else. Coating all that with the beautiful chicken and the tomatoes and the herbs. I mean, oh my God, this smells so good. Now, our last thing we've got to do is my replacement of the cream. Evaporated light milk, you want a can, which is 375. Remember, you can do the almond milk if you want. And a tablespoon, let me get another tablespoon of corn flour, which is, remember, only 3 teaspoons that would be if you didn't have my spoons. No, the almond milk's pretty good, but it's like the evaporated milk. I say in the recipe, don't overboil it. Once it reaches boiling, then turn it off. You don't want to, it's not like the traditional butter chicken that you would just now then boil up that cream, it wouldn't matter. It's more sensitive, both the almond and the evaporated milk, but they work really well. Just once it's boiled, you just stop. Now, let me show you a little trick while this is just going to boil for a few minutes. I love serving papadums with my butter chicken. Have you ever made them with it? It's just so easy. You buy them in a packet like this. And being a cooking class, I thought I'd show you how to do it. So I'm going to get 4 of the papadums. I'm going to put them directly in the microwave. So I just place them around the circle, and I'm going to do that for 1 minute on high, and you watch what happens, because traditionally you would fry them. See, so I'm always about giving you the healthy options at Simply Too Good. Absolutely. So let's put that in the bin. Let's put this away. our butter chicken is done. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it can't get any easier than that. And I just think, who wouldn't love a beautiful feed of butter chicken on a cold winter's night? So, let's serve it up. It is for 6 people, so you get a good amount of chicken. Now, I always serve some veggies or salad with it because there's actually none in the recipe apart from the onion. So you want to give yourself some more veggies with it. Now, when you look at that, 1/10 of the fat, I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? It's a bit fabulous. So let's go to the microwave, check our pompadons. Here we go. How magical is that? There we go. All done. Let's put a couple with it. A couple over there for Billy to have with his. I might put it over there where I've made a mess. There is your butter chicken book 4 or cooking for 1 or 2. Now, I want you to make sure you've signed up to my monthly newsletter because it goes out on Thursday. Lots of information going in there. There's recipes, tips, latest news. You hear it first when you're a subscriber to my newsletter. So join me there because Thursday you're going to get a new one for the month of June. All right, so now if you want any more tips or recipes, you know where to go, simplytoogood.com.au. And remember, if you want to win book 4 or the cooking for 1 or 2, what do you got to do? That's right, you've got to like, share, and more importantly, I won't be picking anyone if they don't, take a photo of your fabulous butter chicken and put it in the comments. And then you'll go in the draw to win. You can choose book 4, cooking 1 or 2. Which one will you pick? Now, next week, Thursday, I'm back again on Thursday. So I'm doing the month of June for cooking classes on Tuesday still. But on Thursday, we've been in India right now, but we're going to Malaysia. I mean, we can't travel at the moment, so why not just do it at home? So let's go to Malaysia and I'm going to make you another amazing guilt-free version of satay pork. I know, get excited. It is so good. It is delicious and so much healthier than the traditional one. Now, next Tuesday, I'm going to show you something a bit quirky. I'm going to show you how to make cauliflower fried rice. I know, fried rice, cauliflower, how does it work? Well, you need to be here next week because it's a really good low-carb option. If you wanted to serve it with the chicken, it would be fantastic. So, thanks for joining me. Remember, this recipe's on the website if you want to make it, and post up your pictures, and I'll see you again Thursday. I'll have my apron back on again. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye now.